Good morning. This is Rich Nelson from Allendale. Special update here for June 10th of year 2022. We had a monthly supply demand report here from USDA, so let's just jump right into the numbers here. Now, as far as corn side for the domestic balance sheet, USDA did raise old crop corn stocks by about 45 million bushels, reflecting a little poorer than expected here old crop demand. As far as the trade discussion, they were looking for no change. On the new crop side, USDA did leave all numbers unchanged as far as production. This includes acreage as well as yield, which was the trade expectation. Here's no surprises there. And therefore, stocks were raised, in this case, from 1.360 billion bushels, now 1.40. So in terms of corn on the domestic side, maybe a little larger than expected numbers compared to the average trade guess, which was for pretty much no change. Over on the world side, as far as corn goes, we did see USDA raise the ending stock discussion, 305 million tons for new crop ending stocks. On the world side, that was raised to 310.5. And the key driver for that was a higher revision for Ukraine's corn crop, which is not out of line. USDA raised their crop size from 19.5 to now 25.0 million tons. This revision, of course, is simply because their planting was a bit better than expected. In fact, most recent numbers running 18% better than the 2022 expectation. Now, of interest for the market, though, the export numbers for Ukraine were left unchanged at a still relatively low-looking 9 million tons here. So that may be changed in the coming weeks here. Now, as far as the discussion on soybeans for the internal balance sheet here for the U.S., looks like USDA, as far as that goes, they lowered stocks from 235 million bushels, now 205. That was relatively close to the trade expectation. On the new crop side, no change for acreage or yield, which is what they should have done, which is reasonable at this point in time. And new crop stocks were lowered from 310 to 280. So slight revisions lower for old crop and new crop, and that was pretty much near the trade expectation. As far as the new crop balance sheet for the world side, USDA did make a slight change there, 99.6 million tons, now 100.5 for the new crop ending stock number. And looking across as far as production, no major changes to speak of as far as that goes. Looking across for the old crop discussion, the Brazilian soybean crop was raised from 125 to 126. That's not really much of a market mover or market interest at this point. And this leaves us for the wheat discussion as far as the U.S. balance sheet here. We did see USDA actually kind of lay off some changes. We expected a higher increase for old crop stocks. As this export situation has been relatively poor, USDA left their numbers unchanged at 655 million bushels for the completed old crop marketing year. As far as new crop discussion, USDA did raise the production a little bit here. Last month, they went from a 1.729 billion bushel crop. Now that's raised slightly to 1.737. So slightly higher U.S. Production number here, and we did see that carry over onto the ending stock, going from 619 to 627. Over on the world balance sheet, minimal changes, 267.0 million tons last month, now 266.9. And of interest for us, as far as the Ukraine discussion, no change in the production number, 21.5 million tons from last month, and also no change in USDA's relatively low wheat export number at 10 million tons. Of minor interest, Russia's crop was raised from 80 to 81. So as far as trade discussions, old crop stocks on the corn side were raised a little higher than the average trade guess. Soybean stocks were lowered, and that was the average trade discussion. And so far, USDA is currently resistant to raising that U.S. wheat ending stock number despite the trade expectation. Any questions about this report itself, markets, or marketing, give Allendale a call, 1-800-262-7538.